Hi, going live, and the title of mine to this evening is Leaving Legacies. I just got to my daughter's house. Just came to hang out with my grandson for a moment. I told myself I'd do 2 lives a day, so I only did one. So this is my second one, and I came over here because my why is here. So, hold one moment. Let me turn off this television because it's kind of distracting. I should have turned it off first. When I reached out to, or when I found Cecil on Facebook a few months ago, and I knew him from Japan, and it was a good reconnect. And he told me what he was doing. He was telling me about the real estate, how he was, doing real estate, and that he was off into apartment buildings. And, he was training some people to get apartment buildings. And I remember him saying, so when he was like, "You're in Detroit," I was like, "Yeah, I'm in Detroit." He was like, "Well, I forgot you were from Detroit. I've always wanted to come out there and see what the real estate market was, in Detroit." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Well, come on." And he was like, I'm coming out there. Watch, I'm going to come out there. He was telling me, I told him, I was like, "Well, you know what? The real estate market used to be really, really good in Detroit." I said, "You should have hit this market like years ago." I was like, when basically everything tanked, but now that the real estate market is coming back, I was like, it's not going to be as good as it was. And he was like, "Real estate is real estate. Real estate is always good." They want to, hey Marcus, he's like, everybody always want to invest. Real estate is real estate. It's always going to be real estate. He was like, you might not be able to get the houses as good as you used to get them, but you're still going to be able to get some good deals on houses. And so I was like, well, yeah, it's still a lot of empty properties, but I didn't think it would be as good as when a few years ago. So anyway, of course, he was like, well, I'll be there. So he called me, I want to say like on a Saturday or Friday or Saturday, and he was like, "Oh, I'll be there Tuesday." I was like, "Tuesday?" He was like, "Yeah, I'll be there Tuesday." He was like, "I got to come there. I got to see what's going on. I want to see Detroit." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Well, of course, I'm game, reconnect with an old friend, and we get to travel Detroit." So he got here, and he was just in amazement on everything that was going on. I took him to some vacant properties. We rode around Detroit, and he just could not believe the opportunity that's in Detroit. He couldn't believe it. He was like, "Oh, wow. I didn't know it was this good out here, And keep it in mind, prior to even coming here, he had already established, a business before he Green Acres Community Development. He knew the market here. He had did his research prior to even coming here. Before I even called him or before we even found each other on Facebook, he had already did his research because he told me, he said, "It's an apartment building there that I was looking at and that I want to see who owned it. I know who owned it, but I want to see the building." So it's so coincidental when he told me about the building. I was like, I knew exactly what building he was talking about. So I could give him details about the building before I even filmed it, because my cousin used to live in that specific building. I was like, that building, I know this building. My cousin lived here. He was asking me about the occupancy and, how do they staff it? Not staff it, but, the tenants, how much was the rent and stuff like that. And I could actually give him the details, like I said, because my cousin used to live there. And so I was talking to him about the building. I showed him the building, filmed the building. And he was like, wow, what a coincidence, you know? So it was like, okay, how we know about this one particular building? But anyway, when he got here, of course, I took him around to, you know, a lot of areas. And we were just talking about, he was asking about the, how everything worked like downtown. He was looking for just information. So when he came here, right, he came here like I had all the answers. He walked into the downtown like, okay, I'm an investor from Florida, you know, and they was just giving him anything he wanted, everything he wanted. They were just giving it to him. He requested it. And the thing is, all that stuff, information is at our fingertips as well. But of course, you know, we don't ask the questions, so we never get the answers, right? But he came to Detroit to take over Detroit, you know. And I was, like I said, I'm looking at this guy like, wow, you know, here it is, you're in my hometown regulating some stuff. You finding things out, you know, that I didn't even know, which is not, you know, and the more that I'm around him, the more knowledge that I gain. You know, he was like, all you got to do is ask. All you got to do is know where the places to go. And they'll give you the answers. If you want them, you know, there's yours for the asking. And like I said, as I kept on journeying on, and I'm listening to this guy, like, talk. And he was like, he told them, hey, I'm a developer from Florida. That's all he told them. I'm a developer from Florida. I'm looking to buy some land, you know. I'm looking to, he set up a nonprofit, which that's the big give back. You know, he did the nonprofit, and these people listen. These people listen. And I'm like, okay, I gotta do this. You know, I'm like, cause I'm looking at, not only do they listen, he got that respect thing going. So the city of Detroit, he's established relationships down there. You know, he goes and he talks to people. He want to know the mover and shakers. When he first got here, we was going to the RIAs, you know, the real estate investors, and the little seminars and stuff that they have. And he was learning the players in the game. And I'm listening to this guy, and it's all about networking. It's all about going around, seeing what's out there, and meeting people, knowing what to do, knowing how to do it. You know, he was like, Mary, I've been in this game for 15 years. He was like, I haven't had a job in 11. He was like, because this is what pays for me to not have a job. And one of the questions that he asked me, he was like, do you like your job? I was like, yeah, I love my job. You know, and I'm telling him what good people I had working with, and how when I was at my old job, how they got me a new job at the new company after they did all the layoffs and the let goes. And he was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, I love my job. But then I started hanging with him, and then I'm seeing the things that he's doing, the people that he's training. And I'm looking like, wow, you know, he was like, anything you want, you know, here it is. This guy and I were on the same level back in the military. Well, actually, I was a higher ranking than he was. So it was like, we weren't even on the same level when I was in the military. And here it is, this guy just banking, making money left and right. And he was like, I'm big on personal development. You know, he was like, have you ever read The Alchemist? I was like, no, I never read The Alchemist. He was like, I want you to read that book. I want you to read that book. And I read that book. I think that was the biggest turning point for me. That was like the biggest turning point for me. Because you start with those universal laws. I mean, he's always, if you talk to him, okay, the brother's deep, but he'd be like, it's always different levels. It's different levels. And he introduced me to all these levels. And I'm like, okay, you know, but personal development, he was like, do you think you can have whatever you want? I said, I always get what I want. But in saying that, you know, his thing was always, whatever you put out there, you're going to get back. You put out negativity, you're going to get the negative back. You put out this, whatever you put out there in the universe, it's gonna give it back to you. You know, if you believe you could do something, you can. If you believe you can't do it, you won't. You know, so he started introducing me to these books, and I'm reading them, and I'm like, wow, that's deep. You know, or I mean, The Alchemist is what I started with, and so something happened, and I was like, you know what? I said, that ain't nothing but the devil. And he just looked at me. He was like, really? I was like, yeah, that ain't nothing but the devil. Because when I was like, everything was going good. And then all of a sudden, you know, everything just started falling apart. He said, well, things got to fall apart before they get put back together. He was like, that's why I'm here. You know, he was like, that's why I'm here. He was like, it was supposed to happen like this. But then he was like, the devil, you give the devil. What is the devil? You give the devil too much credit. And I'm like, devil, don't you know who the devil is? He's like, Mary, I want you to go get this book. He said, it's called Outwitting the Devil. He said, and just tell me what you think about it. Just tell me what you think about it. And so he told me he thought I was going to take a long time to read it. I sat down with that book. That was the next book I read after The Alchemist. And I think that book became my second favorite. He was like, if you don't want to read it, I'm going to tell you, just don't read it. But it'll make you change your mind about a lot of things if you're open-minded. And I read it. And I totally agree. I'm looking at this book and I'm reading it. You could just feel it. I mean, everything about that book, people didn't want it published, you know, because of what he was saying in the book. But it's real. It's real. I'm looking like, and I encourage anybody to read it if they're not afraid to read it, you know, because fear is just that. And it talked about fear. Fear. And that was one of the things that really held me back on a lot of things. The fear of failure, the fear of the unknown, the fear of poverty. I mean, just fear, and fear itself, you know, and how different institutions instill fear in you. And I mean, just a powerful, powerful book. And if you're not open-minded, I recommend that you don't. But it's a great book. And my journey through personal development is one of the better books out there. And then he introduced me to Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. Of course, I read that one too. And then it's like, I'm just right. These books basically say the same thing, you know, and when you on that personal development, if you don't believe in it, which I do wholeheartedly, you know, it's like I used to always wonder, I'm such a good person. Why do things always go bad? You know, but when you focus on negative energy, negative things happen. When you're around negative people, negative things happen. When you got that positive thing going, it's all about energy and being one with the universe. And I believe that. But on the real estate tip, yeah, I posted one picture of my grandson. And he is my why. This is my little man. This is my grandson. This is my Ganny man. You sucking that pacifier? But this is my grandson, y'all. His name is Nicholas. You gonna say hi? And he's 3 months. He'll be 4 months on the 4th. But this is my why. You know, when my kids were growing up, anybody will tell you, my kids had everything. And which was not necessarily a good thing because, you know, when you're part of that entitlement society, you tend to expect it. You know, I got good kids. They're not bad. Went to school. You know, my daughter doing things. My son doing things. But when you become overindulgent with your children, you spend. And that's me. I'm a spender. I just spend money. Where did I learn to spend money from? My mom. My mom was the biggest spender out there. Any money she got, she spent. So she was a single parent with 4 kids, but we didn't want for anything because she spent all the money on us. Never thought about saving, never thought, if they said you can't take it with you, of course, the only thing is we always made sure, if nothing else, we had life insurance, so in case you die, you take care of your family that way. But we never thought about building legacies. Never thought about building legacies, Hey, Dre, I didn't see you. Hey, Shura. But anyway, hey, everybody. But anyway, we never talk about, building legacies. What happens if I do die and when I do die? And even if I don't die, what about saving, investing? I think I told y'all my story is we don't have a lot of entrepreneurs in my family. Probably could count on one hand how many entrepreneurs that's in my family. But I have a lot of productive members of society in my family. We all have good jobs, decent jobs, but we all work for somebody else, building their legacy, making them richer, being that good employee, working at 9 to 5, doing the best job possible. And I know I never felt like I got paid my worth, and I used to tell people, I think I made more money in the military, and I've been out the military for 16 years. Why? Because I didn't have the medical. I didn't have the dental. I didn't have all these taxes that I have to pay. I didn't have all those other things that go along with it, So to me, I had it made when I was in the military. So when I had my grandson, or when my daughter had my grandson, I didn't have anything. He became my why. Let me show y'all his room, y'all. And this is his room. This is his room. He got his TV, dresser, look, diaper, drift. I'm not going to even go in his closet. But look at this room. Just look. Books, pictures, bed, more clothes. Look, more clothes. This is just his room. Y'all see all this? This is his room. Not to mention his closet. This is his closet. Probably ain't the cleanest right now. Look, Jordans for days, y'all. This is his room. This is his closet. So much stuff. I ain't even open the other door. I don't even need to open the other door. Y'all get my drift on his room, right? A little bit too much stuff, right? So what does he need from me material? What does he need from me to buy him material-wise? Nothing. Nothing. Nothing, right? He doesn't need car seats. He got 2 or 3 of them. He don't need playpens or whatever they called. He got 2 or 3 of them. Traveling systems. He got those. They done gave him the world. They did doing to him what I did to them. And what does he really need? So everybody always told me, you're going to spoil him. When he get older, he's going to be rotten. He's going to be, I was like, nope, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be that grandparent. On his birthdays, I'm going to put money in an account for him. I'm going to establish accounts. I'm going to do the self-directed IRAs. I'm going to do all that because material things he don't need from me. They give him everything. And he's a baby. He's 3 months. What kid need all these things and they only 3 months? And the time she goes, she just told me I'm going to the store because he don't have anything to wear to a funeral. Did y'all see all those clothes that was just hanging up in there? He don't need anything. He don't need anything. He has clothes up to 2 or 3 years old. So that's what we do. That's what we do. We give them too much. We give them things that they don't really need. With money we probably don't have. And they're going to grow out of it. They're going to grow out of it. So why have all this stuff? When I tell you things they have for kids now, baby warmers, bottle warmers, bottle making machines. They have it. They have all of it. That's just it. They have all of it. They got the bottle maker machine. I'll come over here, stay the night, put the little bottle up under the thing, and it gives you the water. It measures the formula. The water is already heated up. So pop the bottle in his mouth. They got the diaper genies. I mean, things that they have for kids now. We used to boil a pot of water. No, he can't drink boiled water. He got to have the bottled water or the baby water. It was good enough for my kids, but it's not good enough for him. So I'm just saying that to say, my point is, I'm not investing money in material things anymore. I'd rather leave legacies. I'd rather build accounts for him. I'd rather send him to school. I'd rather make sure that he has that education that he wants. You know, those are the things that I want for him. And like I said, I have a whole different outlook on a lot of things. And as I continue on my journey, real estate is one of those things that stays the same. We've been going out, looking at properties, you know, and Cecil has built a great team. And when I say a great team, he has a great team of people that just get it. And when I talk to people, or when we have this private Facebook group, and he'll tell me, or if I'm around and somebody call him, you know, schedule an appointment, wanting to get in with him and train with him. Or people see him on YouTube and they see his videos and they like, I just want to be a part of that. And the people that, once they come in, they realize it's the truth. It's the truth. The home of the dollar down deals. You know, Marcus Mayfield, he's on right now, but he got an apartment building, 12-unit apartment building for $1 down. $1. $1. And he learned, Cecil taught him some ins and outs, and he got an apartment building for $1 down. Apartment building for $1 down. Who can do that? You can if you were part of the team, because he shows you how to do it. And some people haven't caught on yet. They haven't gotten it. I mean, and like I was saying earlier on today, you know, it seemed like the younger generation, I remember when everybody, and I was talking to him about that, I remember when everybody, especially black people, black entrepreneurs, it was an influx of blacks to Georgia, Atlanta. Everybody like, yeah, everybody's going to Atlanta. Everybody's going to Atlanta. And it's booming. The jobs are plentiful. You know, everybody was talking about Atlanta. And I realized Georgia, they hustle hard there. It's no limit to, they're the millennials. You know, we're stuck. You know, we got that 401k. We've been on our job 30 years, you know. So we're afraid of venturing out. And like I said, my Facebook friends, y'all, you know, y'all been here a minute, and most of them family, or my schoolmates, or people I grew up with, or my Marine Corps friends, you know, and we all around the same age. So we're comfortable. We became complacent. But what about leaving legacies? Are we just comfortable? You know, we're paying the bills, you know, we're able to go on a trip here and there. What about the legacies that we could possibly be leaving for our kids or our grandkids? In my case, it's my grandkids. My kids, okay. But I want to leave those legacies for them. I want to be able to walk out my door knowing that my kids or my grandkids are okay. I want to be able to take those trips without worrying about a budget. I want to be able to do whatever I want because I know I got money in the bank or money in my self-directed IRA, you know. And this think like a bank thing is real. Y'all, it's so real. And like I said, training with Cecil, being around him, learning his methods, you know, people are doing this. People are doing it. They're utilizing the knowledge that he gives them, and they are doing it. They're getting those no money down deals. They're getting the option agreements. They're getting, you know, they're doing some of everything. getting apartment buildings, single family homes. This one girl, Latoya, she got a deal in 6 days. No money down. And he taught her how to do that. And so it is, within 6 days, she got a new home, and there's no fluff, no magic beans, no smoke screens. He's teaching us how to get rich. He's teaching us how to be financially free. He's teaching us how to quit our jobs. These are the things he's taught us. In Detroit, we haven't even woken up to it. And I was thinking, like this morning, I was looking at the news. He kept on saying, Detroit is on a comeback. Detroit is on a comeback. And the news basically said it this morning. Hey, the Detroit Pistons, although they're, guess what? Now we have their training center coming here. Now we have Henry Ford and bought up the whole block over there because they are aware of what's going on. My dad bank on the boulevard. Guess what? They done bought out the bank. They're about to tear that bank down. But now they telling us to go somewhere else because they wanted that land. They get it. They see the vision. Dan Gilbert, he saw the vision a long time ago. And all the investment he's done around, people with money that's coming to Detroit know something, people, and we still ain't got it. We ain't got it. Cecil, bringing his family. Like I said earlier, his brother came out here. He was like, oh, I'm moving there because I know that's the land of opportunity. I see what y'all have. Y'all sitting on a gold mine. He's moving from Connecticut. Miguel, he's coming. He say, hey, he lives in, where Miguel? Oh, my God. Connecticut. Yep, he lives in Connecticut. He's coming here, too. He's a contractor. So he's fixing on the properties and doing whatever it takes. There's properties to be got. We're not taking advantage. Thinking like a bank. Can you imagine getting a house, putting a mortgage on it, and you're not the landlord, you're the bank. You're the bank. Somebody buys the property from you on a mortgage, loan contract, whatever, and they paying you rent not rent, they paying mortgage payments every month. So you don't have to deal with the plumbing issues or the leaky roofs or whatever, the heat going out. The property belongs to them. Who wouldn't want to do that and still get the same benefits? Put a mortgage on it, 10, 15, 20, 30 years. You're making your investment over and over and over again. And he knows how to do these things. He knows how to do these things. I have a condo, no money down. Who does that? But he's showing us how to do it. And training with him has been awesome. And the people that he has around him are such motivators. They're on each other's team. They help each other out. They do everything. But he's not going to be here to February 28th. Well, he's going to come back. But I'm just saying the deal is only open to February 28th. And then he's done. He's done training. He don't need to train anymore. He got his masterminds around him. Everybody on his team contributes something to that team. And it's an awesome feeling of belonging. Knowing that you found a place that people encourage your success. They motivate you. There's no jealousy. There's no envy. There's just love. And it's a great feeling, And knowing them universal laws, the laws of attraction, the laws of compensation, just to know that positive energy, that positive vibe is just all love. And everybody encouraging each other, with our private Facebook group, it's like a sense of belonging because everyone is there for each other. Everyone there is encouraging each other. Everyone is motivated. And I look at these young people, and I'm like, hey, look, I want to be like you, you know. And they have good support systems. Everybody around them support them. You know, of course, there's going to be some naysayers. It's going to be some, you know, like Cecil was saying, I don't want people in my group with negative attitudes, because that makes the whole team negative. You know, I don't want people to think that you get something if you're not working towards it. If you're not going to put in the work, you're not going to get anything out of it. That's what any job. So, you know, like on a regular job, you put in the work, you get promoted. You put in the work, you know, you're going to excel at that job, you know, but it's a matter of me wanting to work for myself, because any job I do, I'm always going to do the best job possible. But to be able to do it, work for myself, and get paid my worth, that's enough in itself, you know. And then I got this Y right here, this little boy. Hey, get your head out your mouth. You know your mama don't like your hand in your mouth. So he gonna do that with grandma. He got his hand in his mouth, y'all. My daughter have a fit. But I'm just saying that to say, this little boy right here, Cecil came in November. He was born in November. So the timing was perfect for me to get on board with this. It's the energy, the phenomenal people, the everything, you know. Y'all, I can't say enough about the team, about Cecil, about Detroit, which is on the comeback. We all know it is, you know. I love my city, you know. And I was saying about the nonprofit that he established. You know, it's about giving back. You know, he's coming to Detroit. We're going to open up homes, group homes, especially places for kids, you know, kids. He want to open up a school. You know, Detroit, these are things we could be doing. These are things we could be doing together, you know, and he knows how to get there. He knows how to get there. Marcus is his number one protege, and Marcus is shining. And like I said, everybody can shine like Marcus. Put in the work. But some people just don't get it, you know, and it's always a learning lesson, and no one's there to knock anyone down. Everybody is there to help each other, encourage each other to do better, to be better, you know. And that's all it is. It's about being a part of a team and working for the good, you know, putting that positive light out there and being positive in everything that you do, following the things that he gives you. He gives you a lot of information. If anybody ever wanted to be in real estate before, you know, and they failed with mentors that just didn't work out, I'm telling you, once you get with him, you wouldn't even have to find another mentor, because he's been there, done that. Like he said, his education, he's spent many, many dollars on learning the things that he know. He's fallen, got back up, and I did something today that was so stupid. And at first I was like, I was really disappointed in myself, but you know what? I was like, dang, that's part of the learning process. But it won't happen again. He pushed the button. He ended it for y'all. But it won't happen again, because that's part of learning. Part of learning is failing, but I did it. I own it. And it keeps moving from there. It was a costly lesson for me, but I learned. And it won't, believe me, once I learn something and it becomes a lesson, you know, so I was kind of down. Then I had to pick myself back up and say, you know what? Hey, that's the cost of being a boss, and own it, keep it going, and get over it. But don't put that negative energy out there, because now I know better next time. Because Cecil was like, maybe I need, nope, you don't have to. I got it. I got it. No. I don't need no one taking charge, because I'm a leader. So leaders lead. So in saying that, you know, I want all of us. That's my candy man. But anyway, And I want everybody to think about it. He's going to be done with this the end of the month. And he's done. You know, maybe I can learn little lessons from me. You know, I learned it from him and probably tried to teach you. I don't know. But I'm saying that, thanks for listening. And say hi to my grandman. This is my Ganny Boo. And this is my why, y'all. This is my why. That's my why. And hopefully I'll have more later. Right now I'm not ready for it. But anyway, y'all have a good evening. Good night.